This is Aaron David Gordon, who in middle age came to the land of Israel in the year 1904. Known as the prophet of labor, Gordon wrote many books which stirred the young chaluts of the second Aliyah to return to the soil, to nature, to a creative life. On the shores of Kinneret, Gordon set an example, showing how the Jewish people, so long alienated from its soil, could renew itself through self-labor. At Degania, the first kibbutzim, this philosophy found fullest expression. Degania was the prototype of hundreds of settlements founded on land of the Jewish National Fund. Jewish pioneers made an eternal covenant with the soil, redeeming both the land and the people. Kfar Blum in Galilee was named in honor of Léon Blum, a premier of France, great statesman, labor leader, and Jew. Kfar Blum was founded with the direct help of the labor Zionist movement and the trade unions of America. William Green and Philip Murray, the late presidents of the American Federation of Labor and CIO, encouraged the project. This kibbutz is inhabited by many graduates of the American and British Habonim movement. These young labor Zionists have left the comforts of Western civilization to participate in the upbuilding of the State of Israel. It is a personal challenge, a personal satisfaction, and a great national contribution. Of the many crops raised at Kfar Blum, one of the most important is the fish that grow in artificial ponds. Like many another kibbutz, Kfar Blum has made use of science and ingenuity to exploit its wealth of water, which previously was a curse. When the first settlers came in 1943, the land was part of the great swamps of the Hule Valley. The young pioneers were not frightened by this malaria-infected region. With determination, they dried up the swamps, and as the years rolled by, the scourge was wiped out. Though quite a number of lives were claimed by the malaria-bearing mosquitoes, the Chalutzim did not swerve from their chosen course. When the battle against the disease was won, children replaced the mosquitoes. The American and British Chalutzim gave birth to dozens of sabras who are growing up healthy and happy on the soil reclaimed from the swamps. Kfar Blum emphasizes youth. Boys and girls have come from East and West, Europe and America, to get this first glimpse of life and work in a communal settlement. Behind all this creative effort is the unifying force of World Habonim. Deep in the Negev, Israel-born youth are working on a tract of land redeemed with the $350,000 raised by the Labor Division of the Jewish National Fund. Berel Katznelson, the great spiritual leader of labor Zionism, has been honored by having a Jewish National Fund settlement, Beeri, named after him. Not far from the Gaza Strip, Beeri is exposed to daily dangers. By helping form new settlements in the Negev, the Jewish National Fund increases the security of Beeri and all of Israel. The largest single redemption program undertaken by the labor Zionist movement of America was the Negev Nachla, near Beersheba. In 1948, acting upon the request of Abraham Hartzfeld, the Farband, the Po'ala Zion, and the pioneer women raised $600,000 for reclaiming 10,000 dunams of land here. On this land, there are now 3 immigrant settlements, Peduim, Patish, Maslul. They are located in the vicinity of biblical Patish, and we recall the words of the prophet Isaiah, who proclaimed, "The ransomed of the Lord shall return, and come to Zion with song, with everlasting joy upon their head." That ancient promise has been kept. The ingathering of the exiles goes on apace, and the Jews rescued from the lands of oppression do indeed live happily in Zion. Despite their varied backgrounds, they've become excellent farmers. Once again, the land and the people are united, and both are renewed. The Jewish National Fund, through Mekorot, the irrigation company in which it is a partner, has brought water to the Negev. The parched land becomes fruitful, and the hard-working settlers will find satisfaction in their productive labors. On beautiful Mount Carmel in Haifa, there is a house wherein the Dean of Yiddish Literature, David Pinsky, resides. David Pinsky, now in his 80s, was for many years a leader of the labor Zionist movement in America. A man who enriched Jewish culture with his prose and drama, Pinsky was keenly interested in the practical task of redeeming the land of Israel. In 1949, the labor division of the Jewish National Fund honored the great writer by redeeming Nachlat Pinsky in the Negev. David Pinsky has lived to see a kibbutz formed on his Nachla by young members of the American Habonim. Urim is one of the finest tributes that could be paid a man of Pinsky's stature. Here, 120 families are redeeming the Negev. They prove that life and civilization can be sustained on what was once a wasteland. It is as though one of Pinsky's famous dramas has come to life, a true enactment of the eternal Jew, the rebirth of Israel in our time. Dorot, in the northern Negev, is a kibbutz named in memory of Dov Hos, a Histadrut leader killed in a motor accident. Dorot means generations, and in the kibbutz, the children tread in the pioneer footsteps of their parents. But they do not have to endure all the hardships of their parents, as in the course of time the settlement has made considerable progress. It is at Dorot that pioneer women have planted part of their Yah HaChalutza, a pioneer women forest, which provides shade for the hard-working settlers and their children. The forest also helps combat soil erosion, which is very severe in this district. This is an example of real land redemption. The dedicated settlers will convert these ragged contours into patches of fertile soil. In this record of labor Zionist contributions to the redemption of the land, special mention must be made of 3 nachlaot redeemed by pioneer women. The first stretch of 2,750 dunam was redeemed in 1949, and upon it was founded the settlement of Kvaram. The same year, Neot Mordechai was established on the second nachla of 2,000 dunam. Neot Mordechai is in Upper Galilee, a neighbor of Kfar Blum in the Hula Valley. During the Silver Jubilee year of pioneer women in America in 1950, the organization redeemed the land upon which was established Kanot, an agricultural school for boys and girls. Pioneer women have raised $1.5 million for this school, which is conducted by Moetzet HaPoalot. Now 400 boys and girls are living at Kanot, learning the art of agriculture, imbibing the spirit of Aaron David Gordon, who, generations before, had taught that the future of the Jewish people was linked with the soil, that a truly independent nation drew its inspiration from direct contact with nature. The redemption of Israel has not been without its sacrifices. The flower of our youth has given its life to defend the soil which has been so painstakingly redeemed by Jewish labor. On a lofty hill overlooking Jerusalem, young saplings point skyward. They've been planted by the labor Zionists of America in tribute to the valiant sons and daughters of Israel. These 300,000 trees compose Yar HaGiborim, Forest of the Heroes. The planting of trees in honor of the nation's heroes is Israel's living memorial to those who have made the supreme sacrifice, and the continued upbuilding of the land is the pledge made by the living to those who have not died in vain. Working in Yar HaGiborim are Yemenite settlers of Ora. The land for Ora was redeemed by a British Jew, Percy Newman, in memory of his parents. At Kfar Blum and Beeri, at Urim and Ora, Jews from Iraq and England, from America and Yemen, are engaged in reviving the land of Israel. Their settlement on the open acres of the Jewish National Fund are the highest expression of labor Zionism, the vision of Aaron David Gordon fulfilled. Acre after acre, the barren land surrenders to the Jewish worker. The hardened muscles of the settlers, matching their undaunted spirit, make the dreams of national rebirth a reality. The labor Zionist movement and the trade unions of America have made possible the redemption of land, the planting of trees, the founding of settlements. As the older projects mature and become complete, new undertakings present themselves. The President of Israel has a personal message for every labor Zionist, for you who have pledged to redeem Modi'in, the birthplace of the Maccabees.
I am very happy indeed and pleased to learn that the ancient home of the Maccabees is being revived and restored to its fertility, forging another link with our heroic past. I feel especially honored that the road leading to the two new projected settlements, Shimon Hanassi and Modi'in, will be named Dare Hanassi, President's Way. I was pleased to learn that the Zionist labor groups in the United States have undertaken to provide the Keren Kayemet with the means for the implementation of this project. I wish you every success in your work for Zion.